What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, we're going to have a look at a GigaPan. So relax and grab your magnifier. You're definitely going to want to use it. And folks, just for out of curiosity, I just picked up this little mic. Let me know if it's too high-pitched, it sounds good to you, it sounds bad. I'm just trying it out just for the heck of it. It takes up less room than my other bigger mics. So just let me know what you think, because I'll be curious if we should use it there or we should just... Also, if you guys want to buy me a coffee, you want to support the channel, go ahead and click on this little button right here. It has a little heart with the thanks. Much appreciated. Let's get into this GigaPan. This is a GigaPan from 1448, and it's from Keith Laney. Let me show you what it looks like. Here it is right here. Folks, this one's awesome. And you can see right here, it is Keith Laney. He does a bunch of these, and a lot of times he'll do low-loss photos, PDS. I'm not a real big fan of them because they hide a lot of things. However, in this particular one, this is awesome. Let me just show you this briefly, and then we'll just go right into Photoshop, and then we're going to go ahead and do it full enhancement, and my God, the stuff that comes out of this is insane. Folks, it's one thing to see a couple 90-degree angles. You go, okay, you can see that in nature, but when you start seeing squares, circles, things that look like twisted sheet metal and other just crazy shapes, you just go, okay, clearly this is raising a red flag. It seems more intelligently made than natural. Let's just get into this. Make it much bigger for you folks. All right, check this out. Let's go left to right. Now, the more you zoom into this, it kind of gets a little more grainy, and I don't want to do that. And just remember to pause it. You know, if it seems like I'm going too quickly, just go back and have a look, right? There's so much in here to see. Let me just back up a little bit. Now, some of the objects in here are absolutely crazy. And this is the one I was telling you folks about where I wasn't looking at depth. I was looking more of a 2D as opposed to a 3D. And once I started to look at this thing and more of a 3D, boom, my eye caught something really cool in here. And we're definitely going to be showing you that. Just really, really cool. I mean, just this right here in the middle of the screen. What is this piece right here? Look at this. The way this comes down. Has this little piece here. Comes back up. Has this nice bend to it like a piece of steel. And if you look carefully, you can see a slot in the middle of that. See that? Let me go in as far as I can. Right there. Starts to really break up. But you can see what looks like an angled piece. Goes back up. Has a slot in the center. This is a piece of steel, in my opinion. And you can see where they try to overlay this weird ghost kind of thing on top of that. You can see it cuts right into it. Okay? Folks, I don't have to do anything else. What is this right here? Look at these pieces on the ground. These, in my opinion, look ornate. They don't look like it's just natural stuff here on the ground, right? Just back up a little bit. To me, these look like compartments or rooms of some sort. Of course, we don't know exactly what they are, but you get the idea. A lot of it's natural, some of it, not so much. This piece right here, I'm going to put it right in the middle of the screen. Look at the way this thing has like 3 sections right here. There's one right here, one here in the center, and then one here right here. And it may actually be a couple of small ones, or at least openings right here, right? Just back up a little bit. See that? Back out of that. And folks, this keeps going. Look at this. I've done videos on this particular saw, which is 1448, right? And what Keith Laney did was just stitched all of the photos together, which he did a fantastic job. So thank you, Keith, for your work. Do appreciate you. And just some of the stuff looks more like twisted metal or whatever it may be than just natural. Here. Almost looks like walls sticking straight out of this. As opposed to horizontal layered rock, right? They're really crafty, folks. They know what they're doing when they put these together. They're not stupid by any stretch. Okay? So much in here to see. And of course, you'll get the link to this. You guys can eyeball this, rip this thing apart because there's so much in here to see. It's absolutely insane, to be truthful with you. Let me just back this up a little bit. And we'll jump right into Photoshop. All right, so I took this section here, took the whole area that I wanted to have a look at, because I felt that this is the most interesting once we rip this apart. Okay, so just to get started, we're going to go ahead and get some of this crappy color off, and we're going to go ahead and sharpen up a hair bit. All right. Again, get your magnifiers ready, folks. Just so much here to see. Put it right in the middle of the screen. Got that shape, and it has a slot in the middle of that kind of grayed out area. Again, look at this weird part to the left of it. You can see where they try to airbrush over it, like they're putting some stuff to try to hide what's really here. You can see it very lightly over that gray piece. Well, it could be white because you can see right here in the light right here doing that, right? All right, back to Photoshop. Like I said, the more you get into this photo, the more it just gets really, really bizarre. Here's a perfect example right here. I'm going to show you this way because then it's raw and you know nothing's been done to it. Check this out. That to me is not natural. Nothing there would do that. You can see two faint lines right here. Do you see that? Let me show you again. Take that off. Let's zoom into this a little bit. Right here. Now, I am doing freehand, so it's not going to be perfect. Line, line, and I believe there's another one over here. Let's just get rid of the lines right there. Folks, come on. So let's do this, clear it up a little bit, back out just a hair bit. Folks, look at that. Really? Look at all this stuff down here. It's almost like this is a flat piece coming down, right? And it does this. Look at the object sitting on it. The way they're like laid down almost like close to the surface of this flat board or whatever this may be. See something doing this. Things like this here. Almost, again, looks like compartments as opposed to just natural layered rock, right? Here. Now, when you look at this piece, it almost looks like it could be just natural, but look at the way this goes up. And comes back down? Really? Look at this right here. Some kind of weird cutout. Nice straight line. And there's something right here. It appears to be peeking out of it. And I don't mean a person, but I mean an object. See that? All right. Let me just go into the full enhancement on this, because this thing is absolutely awesome. And by the way, you're going to find a lot more things that I'm going to point out. And that's what I want you to do. You know, just look it over yourself, right? This object here. For example. Just cool stuff here, folks. Sharpen up a little bit. This right here. Almost completely hidden when you look at this photo. Especially in that pan. Almost completely hidden. Now, I want you to take note of what looks like things coming and going outside of it. And what I mean by that is you can see right here. Weird shapes around this opening. And there's something inside that. Now, if I was to show you the original, this is what it looks like. Notice right from here to here. You can see a line like this. You can tell that they've done something to fill this in. You can see that. All right. This is where it gets really neat. All right. First thing you notice, what looked like this layered rock. You can see it like this here, right? But wait a minute. When I looked at this part here, and I'm going to show you many parts, there's something that's sticking out right here, and you can see sunlight underneath it. So there's some kind of weird bar or something like that going across. You can see that. But what really caught my eye was this right here. This piece right here. Folks, it's got a straight edge. It's sticking right out. How do I know that? Look at the shadow just below it. Right here. So the sunlight appears to be doing this. Okay? So it's got a little bit of an angle on the sun. Now, here's a little bit more difficult because it looks like there's multiple pieces like this sticking out. So therefore, you got it going like this. They're consistent. You can see the sun's going this way. It makes perfect sense. Now, when you look at this here, pay attention to the little pieces. This is where it gets really, really cool. Here, this object in here, I'm not sure what that is. Little pieces like this sticking up. Right there. But again, look at the actual line. So there's a ledge or something sticking out of this mountain. Or this butte, call it what you will. Let's get into this more. Okay, now have a look at these objects here. Especially this piece right here. We're going to zoom into this a little bit. Check that out. And it not only has this end piece to it, but it also goes up in here and then you don't see it anymore. It kind of gets lost. Now, let me show you what that looks like when we do this. It's gone. This object right here. There's no way that that's natural. It's literally doing this. See that? Go back and forth. Notice the pieces inside here. The white piece right here. Half it is completely blurred out. You can see it like this. Yeah. Multiple pieces inside. You can see the tip of this right here, and then it goes into here, and then it's gone. Of course, that has a lot to do with the actual darkness, too. This piece right here. Look at the little intricate pieces. Well, something looks round right here, and then it has what looks like a black hole of some kind of design to it. And again, all of these up here. Notice the little round circles here. See it? Okay. Again, this is crazy because you can see this straight edge, and there's a straight edge right here. There's a white piece sitting right here. So again, you can see the sun coming down like this. So you can make the assumption that that's the angle of the sun, but this part here is literally sticking out. If we do this and show the original, you can still see that. It's right there. And it makes perfect sense that it's lining up like this here. This one here is kind of doing the same thing. Now, again, when you do this here, you can see all of these other little pieces inside here behind this blur. This, to me, in my opinion, is absolutely intelligently made. Folks, you can come down here and do the same thing down in the bottom here. All these pieces in here. Again, use your magnifiers. The crazy stuff that's in here is absolutely cool. Like I showed you earlier. This piece right here. What is that? And how is that natural or naturally occurring? I don't think so. See what it looks like in the original. Just burn around it. See if you can get anything else out of it. Multiple pieces here. Stuff that just doesn't make sense. This almost looks like a little pipe. Notice the little black hole at the very end of it right there. See that? That's a pipe. As far as I'm concerned, that's what it looks like to me. See it? All right. Let's move to the right. Like I said before, folks, I believe that chopping off the very top of these objects, because there's much more to it. This is the reason why you're scratching your head going, why is there so much debris? Where did it all come from? All in this area here. Now, I pointed this out earlier. Here. Like I said about this weird floor type thing. There's no way that that is remotely natural. Has what looks like a small sphere sitting right there in that corner. And, again, it's in the photo. Again, get rid of the crappy color. Without sharpening, you can still see it. And then sharpen it up. All in here. Again, this flat surface, it looks like. And you can see these things laid out on top. And look at the shapes of these said things. Again, I believe a lot of stuff's ornate and not natural at all. See it? Burn it. Try to bring the stuff out a little bit more, and that's what you got. Well, it looks like pipes and all kinds of weird objects. Down here, same thing. Check this out. Why is it that we have things that are doing this? It just looks like multiple parts laying all over the place. It has nothing to do with being natural. I don't know if there's multiple pieces or things that are just twisted up. In your mind, you're saying, okay, this doesn't make sense because there's so many weird shapes, but we don't know if this is all twisted metal. It's things that have been, thrashed around and twisted up, and we just don't know. We're just basically speculating as to what happened and what are these shapes. Look at these right here. This doesn't look like just your typical rugged terrain, hill, or any of that sort. As we go along here to the right, it just gets better, folks. It just gets better. And here, check out that. It almost looks like it has a divider, but I don't believe that it is, and I'll tell you why. When you look at this piece right here, it looks like you got this white piece sticking out right here at the very bottom, and then they use some kind of blurring to hide whatever this is standing up inside this area. Okay? And again, it looks like it has this weird flat flooring type thing right there. Just the objects in here alone. Right here. We got this white little dot right there. And then we have just above it, we have this piece doing this. It's going like this. There's a little separation here on that. Do you folks see that? Let's just move into that. Take these lines out. Okay. Again, right here. Straight. Goes up. Goes across. Goes down. Now, I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to clear it up. There's 3 lines doing this. We've got this small, round white part. This coming straight out again. Now, let's get rid of the lines. And folks, have a look. You can see that. Do you see that there? This whole area? Just that alone, folks. You should not see this in nature. You should see not that kind of shape and the weird stuff like here on the left-hand side of that. You can see right here where they try to take it out. And then you've got what looks like it's doing this. Hear that? So many objects. I believe what we're seeing is a bunch of parts, stuff laying around. Here. This is all over the place. Like, this is cool. And I'll make this, again, sharper for you. I want to show you in both ways. Looks like a pipe sticking out right here. You can see the end of it right there. Okay. This part right here. Look at the way this thing looks like it has an oval opening. Going like this. Okay. Going like that. Check that part out. Blur it a little bit. Let me put it in the middle of the screen. Zoom in. Sharpen it up a little bit. Folks, come on. Come on. Look at the stuff laying here. It's incredible how much stuff is in this. Objects down here. This whole area. Here. You can see where they tried to block this out. This is totally trying to block that out. But there's objects inside here. You can see it. Move out. Here's another cool area. Check this out. This gets really, really cool. Say something right there with a small little white piece right there. Okay? But folks, check out the lines. Faint as they may be, there's lines all in here. And I'm just trying to see them through here. All right? Let's have a better look. Check this out. Since when does nature do this? We have what looks like twisted metal right here. Notice this piece right here going like this. Move in a little bit for you. Right there. Folks, come on. I'm looking at this. This is crazy. Here's another cool piece. We'll do this. Notice this, what I call a disc. I'll put it in the middle of the screen right here. And you'll see this a little bit in a moment. At first, I didn't notice this. Okay. There's a little bit of a white piece right here. So this thing is a lighter color. And as I went along, notice this right here now. Like this. Folks, what? Seriously, what are we seeing here? I see a bunch of objects. Have a look. Like I said, it'll take you a long time to go through this. So pause this anywhere. Over this to the left of this, what is going on here? Just stop and look at the small objects. Rocks are rocks. Layered rock is layered rock. But when you start to see these little intricate little pieces, it just simply doesn't make sense. You should not see this in nature. All up in here. Back to color. You can see this thing is, like I said again, is a disc just laying there. We have these pieces here. That's not going to happen in nature. I almost promise you it won't. You can see little bits and pieces of white right there. And you can see where they've literally went like this. and just put this censoring over this. Here, check those out. Pieces sticking out. The white pieces are the actual object. Now, it's hard to see in the shade because it kind of makes sense. The sun shining on it. Inside here is not. But you can still look in here and you can see what looks like sections and pieces of objects as opposed to simple rock, right? Okay, so let's back out of this. I want to show you the overall. And we're going to have a look. Swing back over here to the left. Pause it right here. Then we're going to move it along. And don't forget, like I said, to look up over here. Here. I mean, it's just, there's a ton of it. I mean, you just can't cover it all. There's no way around it. This arch type opening. And what looks like little pieces on the outside of it. You can see that all around the edge. Look at the pieces going in and out of this. Okay. Object right here in the middle. With other pieces all laying on the ground to the bottom right of it. Again, folks, we're trying to get through the garbage that's here. The censoring that's over this, right? This area here, again. This part inside here, or parts here. It's everywhere. I mean, it's totally loaded with cool stuff. Stuff that is, in my opinion, absolutely intelligently made. Again, this piece laying right here. And again, we don't have to do anything to it. There it is. We sharpened it up. We burned around it just in case there's more to that particular part. And that's what we did. See it? Right there. Slide it over here. Just have a look. Black and white, part of it. Colored. Color right there. I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything like this in nature. You can see something that's completely rectangular. You can see that. Doing this. Coming off like this. And you can see the edge of this piece inside. You can see the centering in this alone, this area right here. Pretty crazy there alone. If you look at it this way, you don't really see it that well. But you can see the squared off parts here where they've done this. And the objects, like this one here, it's actually being accommodated because you can see this right here, this cutout, and this object is inside of it. See that? And in the original, it's still the same way. Get rid of the crappy color, just sharpen it a little bit. Check that out. Come on. They must think that human beings are daft and they can't figure this out. You can see this. All in here. This to me is crazy, this part alone. This section. Between this right here will look like sections of something or other. And again, we can only speculate as to what it could be. What looks like twisted metal here. This part here. That's what this looks like to me. Disc here in the bottom. Again, we're looking at these little pieces, but we're also looking at the bigger parts that they're sitting on. I mean, that's completely straight, folks. Now, yes, some of this stuff can happen in nature, but not with this sitting here. That flat piece. All of these would look like almost like stepped or sectioned areas. This part right here. They want you to think this is absolutely natural. Not. You can see that. This rectangular piece here on the far right. what looks like little circles right there, right next to it. The amount of stuff in here is absolutely insane. Let me show you the overall in color. Right there. We'll bring it up a little bit more, and then we'll slide over here a bit. But check that out. Black and white. Like I said, a magnifier and an eyepiece is your friend. Trust me on that. There it is on the right. We'll go color. And there's your original. Slide it over to the left. Right there. Folks, there's one more piece I did not mention. Right here. Just a small pieces on that alone. Zoom in. Look at this. Folks, what is this? Check this out. Little piece here. It's got a weird shape to it. Let's do a full enhancement. Look at the little piece sticking out right here. You can see all of this here has just been censoring. That's all that is. But look at the parts inside there, almost rounded here. Piece sticking out like this. This little piece here. The shape of the objects on top of this. And again, we have this little curvature piece. Yeah. Black and white it. Come on. But there you go, folks. Just awesome. There's the full right there. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And there you are. Folks, I thought this would be pretty cool for you guys to see. This one's interesting because there's so much here to see. It's just mind-blowing. It'll take you a long time just to go through the normal, unenhanced GigaPan. It's just crazy how much stuff is in there. When you see the stuff that's really in there, once you burn the stuff out and get it out and try to go through the censoring, you pop these things, it's amazing how much stuff is really in here, right? So I'm just curious what you guys got to say, because there is a whole lot. And folks, like I said, there's going to be a lot of things in this photo that you're going to go, wow, you missed this, that, and the other. And I already said in the beginning, there's so much in here, so many small pieces, stuff that looks ornate, it's just laying around. There's no way to cover every single piece. And it'll be an incredibly long video. But I'll be curious what you guys got to say. As always, just drop your comments down below. Please like and share the video, as always appreciated. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And folks, please consider supporting the channel. Buy me a coffee. And I always greatly appreciate that. Folks, got more crazy ones coming up. It's been a while since I've done a video, which I wanted to get back to. So we're going to be doing that. And we will be doing a live show. It may be on Wednesday. Don't hold me to it yet, because I'm not 100% sure. But stay tuned and I'll let you know. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.